The big guys, gals, they won't respond to us that well if we don't act like we understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That's lit AF.
I think so too.
I learned a lot. Hold on. Has Desi Lydic really learned anything? I don't think so. Sorry.
Let's kick things off with the scandal that's been rocking the White House. According to a new report, Joe Biden's dog Commander bit Secret Service agents at least 24 times before he was banished from the White House last October. 24 times. I'm sorry, even John Wick would be like, you gotta get rid of that dog. That's ridiculous.
Joe Biden's dog is a really old story and has no relevance whatsoever to today's news. But there is a story there, and one rich with political humour. Would a Conservative let their dog bite people 24 times over the course of a year? Conservatives say no. Only a Democrat would let a dog bite someone that many times and make their dog's rights more important than that of White House staffers and Secret Service agents. Conservatives recognise a dangerous dog for what it is. Democrats believe all dogs can be good if they're addressed by their preferred pronoun.
And in tech news, tens of thousands of people across the country lost cell phone service this morning when AT&T and other companies were hit with a massive outage. No one got any calls or texts. Thousands of Americans finding out what it's like to be Ted Cruz.
5 seconds of laughing at that. It isn't news. It's humour for the brainwashed. Go feel good about yourself and buy the drugs or cars pushed during our commercial break. Or how about this joke instead? Thousands of Americans finding out how silent Bernie Sanders' phone has become from his Jewish friends since he started asking Democrats to stop sending bombs to Israel. That's a joke with some bite.
And there's been a lot of talk about Nikki Haley this week.
Has there?
And how she's staying in the race despite having worse odds than the New York Mets winning next year's Super Bowl. I have to say, I'm actually glad she's staying in the race because even if you don't agree with her politics, she still really pisses Donald Trump off. And that's a beautiful thing.
If I can jump in, can they not virtue signal and tell funny jokes at the same time? What is Desi thing against Nikki Haley? It's like the deep state hired clueless Lydic to put Nikki Haley in her place. Again, isn't it good to have more than one candidate running from each party?
But she's not just the only Trump alternative in the GOP race. According to the media, she's also the only moderate one.
I don't know where to begin talking about Lydic's Nikki Haley bash ramble. Haley is, I repeat, is the only other Republican candidate, yet Lydic suggests there are others. Is Haley moderate compared to Trump? Yes, if by moderate you mean the ability to speak intelligently about most issues.
It's not that she doesn't care about women's issues. It's that she has a very unmoderate idea of what women's issues are.
The idea that we have biological boys playing in girls' sports, it is the women's issue of our time.
Really, Nikki? That's the women's issue of our time? Not abortion access or equal pay or even how to part your hair so teens don't bully you? Never thought I'd say this, but Nikki Haley is so bad at knowing what women actually want, I think maybe her husband should order for her at restaurants.
Desi Lydic, did you play sports in high school or college? Have you ever competed in a swim meet against men, or track and field? Here are the latest world records. Comparing men to women, a man can do the marathon in a little over 2 hours. He would have to wait almost 13 minutes for the world's fastest female marathoner to meet him at the finish line. You may not care if men compete against women, claiming to be women themselves, but have you asked female athletes? Maybe to them this issue is the most important one. It blows my mind how tone-deaf you are, what other people, especially women, have to deal with. Go ask any female athlete if she wants biological men competing against her, or better yet, Go ask any male if he would feel threatened having a woman compete against him.
You know, the big guys, gals, they won't respond to us that well if we don't act like we understand what we're talking about.
No truer words have ever been spoken. It's a shame, Desi, that you're in your 40s and that young women is more grown up than you.